So every time I watch a YouTube video or rant or anything about how the evil corporations are trying to section off parts of our game and all this shit, the DLC rants, it just it's funny because it proves that YouTube is full of nothing but pseudo intellectuals who have no idea what they're talking about, have no idea how the medium works, have no idea about their rights, about what they're actually entitled to, and about how money is spent. First off, you do not own the software on that disk. You don't. You paid $60 for a license to use the software. You do not own the software on that disk. Contrary to popular belief, that's true. You have no ownership of anything. You see, you see this copy of Soul Calibur 5? I do not own anything on this disc. The only thing I actually own is the disc itself. The plastic here, that's what I own. Everything on this disc, I have a license to use. If Namco wanted to ban me from their servers as a private company, they have the right to do that. They reserve the right to do that. That is their policy. And you agreed to it when you bought the game. And it's not like it's a hidden deal. There's tons of legal forms. In fact, the only reason why there's paper still included inside those cases is that that has all your legal rights and shit on it, and licenses, agreements, and all that shit. That's what's on those papers. If you actually took the time and read those papers, you'd realize that you're not entitled to anything once you bought the game. So this false sense of entitlement, this Capcom can't do this to me. Capcom cannot lock me out of content on this disc. First off, you, by buying the game, you have already agreed to the terms of service. And you have already agreed to the license to use the specific software they allocate to you. And unless you break the rules, they can't really take it away from you. But they could technically take you away from you or make your disc useless or do anything they want with it. Because they're allowed to do that. It's a private company. It's a proprietary system. It's a proprietary software. It's theirs. You're paying for a license to use it. So to think that you're entitled to anything is stupid. It's absolutely stupid and proves that you don't have any clue on how software works. The copy of Windows 7 or Mac OS 10, unless you're using Linux, you don't own that software. And technically, you don't own Linux either. You're just given a lot more freedom with it. You can technically alter it any way you want. It's technically yours. It's a free platform that anyone can own. But if you're using Mac OS 10 like I am, or if you're using Windows 7, you don't own those either. You own the hardware. The computer actually running the software, you own that. Every piece of software in Windows 7 or Mac OS 10, you don't own unless it's under the Creative Commons or whatever license they desire. So to actually think that you own any piece of software is stupid. Because for the most part, you probably don't. And if you do, you do. But the fact is that saying that you're entitled to this and that you could bring on a lawsuit and all this dumb shit will not stand up in court. The only way you can vote is with your fucking wallet. If you don't want to buy a game, or if you don't want anything to do with a game, don't pull out your money and purchase a game. Don't talk about the game. Don't tweet about the game. Don't post on Facebook about the game. Don't do any of that shit. Because all that does is give free advertisements of the game. Someone pointed out a good term for it. It's the Streisand effect. Because Barbara Streisand tried to hide photos of her house by trying to get them removed, and ultimately it blew up in her face, and everyone found out about it. The same thing goes for a lot of other things. Modern Warfare. You really think Modern Warfare, you think negative press is hurting it? Look at the machinima community, one of the biggest haters of the franchise. That whole community does nothing but buy the game for a couple weeks, praise the fuck out of it, and then spend the entire year after those few weeks bashing the shit out of the game. Saying, what they can improve on the game, all this shit. It's tons of free advertising. Activision loves it. Activision absolutely fucking loves it. Because the more attention brought to their game, the less attention is on others. That's how you get these super franchises. That's how, despite even if everyone hated Mass Effect 3, I don't know wherever the fuck the standee is, people are still going to buy it because it's being talked about. Any game talked about in a negative light or positive light is going to be looked into. Despite how Hydrophobia did, I bet the controversy with Jim Sterling really helped in sales. Because it came out at a terrible time, it was horribly advertised, and no one was really talking about it past the bad review scores. But calling Jim Sterling in the middle of the night and all this other shit and getting all this hyped up attention probably skyrocketed sales. Well, not skyrocketed sales, but probably got a lot more people to pay attention to the game. Jim Sterling's haters probably got mad at Jim Sterling, went out and bought the game in spite. People wanted to see if it's really bad, so they downloaded the demo. People saw them playing the demo. That got it more exposure than probably just the review would have. So to think that you're doing anything by hating on things is dumb. You're absolutely stupid if you think that's actually hurting the game and the company you hate. It doesn't do anything to them. It's not. There is no such thing as bad press, ever. If you make hate videos on me, if you make hate comments toward me, if you tweet about me, it's the same thing. There's no such thing as bad press. At all. If someone wants popularity, even if you give them negative attention, attention's attention. Samuel out.